viewers, welcome back to Guy's Craft 2. So our intent has been to do a few more videos around crafting and around different things going on. The issue is when you live in a town that has 6 quilt shops within 5 minutes or 10 minutes of the house, sometimes gets difficult to not find the right sale and not just run down the street. This weekend, Curtis and I found one of the local craft shops, quilt shops, celebrating their 13th birthday. So they had some amazing sales, and as a result, we ended up down there this weekend and ended up buying a lot more stuff than I probably needed. But anyways, this video is about our shopping excursion and all the fun we had this weekend. So welcome into Shopping with John on Guy's Craft 2. Hopefully at some point we'll be able to convince Curtis to be part of the videos and get him broken in on being on camera and that. But until then, you all get to deal with me and you get to see some of the fun things that we're going to be working on. So they had a lot of panels on sale. I'm really kind of getting over panels, to be honest. As a new quilter, I really started working with a lot of panels, and I like using the panels. I'm learning to use them in a little bit more variety and not just relying on them to be the full focal point, I guess, of whatever we're working on. With that said, I still have a lot in the collection, and then we walk by and I find some and it's like, okay, well, probably should have that one. That should probably be part of our collection. And so here I am. I have a new stack of panels that we bought over the weekend. So let me share some of those with you. Like I said, we are focusing at this point in time on Christmas, and for me it's Halloween because I love Halloween. But Curtis was with me, which means we did a lot more Christmas type shopping. In other videos, I've told you we really do like that blue for Christmas. Of course, who doesn't like that mid-century and that joy? So this is one of the panels that we bought this weekend. They were on sale for $5, and then we got I think it was 26% discount on top of that. So they were just too reasonable for us not to pick up this weekend. So that's one of the Christmas panels that I have to work on. I think I am going to kind of dice that one up to give it a little bit more variety into some of the things that we would like to do. I am a huge gnome person. This panel actually was not on sale, but I saw it, and because it had gnomes on it, it just meant it jumped into the basket and just meant that it had to come home with us. So I love these big Christmas gnomes, and that is definitely a panel we will work on. I think, honestly, I will probably use that as the base and make more of a queen-size quilt out of this. And so I'll put a lot of borders and sashing and that around this one to really grow this out to more of a full-size or queen-size bed versus just a simple wall hanging. But we'll see. So that goes in the basket to be worked on, hopefully fairly soon. Another panel that we found that was on sale is not necessarily our style, but it almost felt like we had to have it. And it's this older traditional type Christmas with that quilted type snowman. So I don't know, there was something about it that said, okay, this is one that we should probably have as part of our collection, part of what we do. I will end up doing something with it. It will end up on our Etsy store on the Quilting Guys. So definitely end up for sale at some point, but that will be part of a project and probably part of something we put together for sale on that site. Then I found a Halloween one. I didn't, like I said, I'm more into the fun Halloween, not the scary Halloween. but this one was just kind of different, kind of cool. So we did buy just one of these. It's got the haunted house. I like the pumpkins going up the trail, and then the pumpkins, the cat, the black cats, and that down at the bottom. It is a little bit different than most Halloween patterns that I do, but I do need to branch out a little bit and do need to make sure that we're adding variety into what we're doing. So that is another project that we will work on. As I fold up some of the fabric and that to show you what we bought, I am going to show you some cool things that we ended up coming into. Crazy enough, Curtis fell in love with this. I'm actually growing into this. It is not something I would have ever bought had he not been in the store with me. It is a Robert Kaufman panel. It's called Holiday Flourish. I like the blues for Christmas, definitely like the traditional red and greens in that. I would have never bought a black panel with red and silver. So I'm not sure how this is showing up on the screen or on the TV for you, but there's something about this panel that just really called out to us. That silver, the way it pops on that black, and then you go back in and you add the green, or excuse me, the red, and some of the colors into it. This is actually a project that's going in the basket that I'm going to work on fairly soon. Typically, I try to structure out what we're going to work on. I've got about 10 baskets already put together, but this one's going on the basket quickly. So I had just decided I was going to work on a layer cake that we bought a few months back, and it's How the Grinch Stole Christmas, and found the pattern exactly what I wanted. Anyways, needless to say, I am going to start that project because I just started putting those pieces together, but this will probably be the next project right behind it, even though it's still really early to get to the Christmas. This is a companion pattern that we found that goes with it, with the red and the black and all that. And then on top of it, we found this red and silver that I'm probably going to use as borders and sash. So I have a feeling I'm going to sash border out the right around the panel with this red fabric and come back in and finish it out with a bigger border with these ornaments and that. So hopefully I'll make a video as we're doing that and let you see what happens. I also did pick up this red fabric because I think that black and silver just needs some relief, and I really liked this red. So between the three, I think I've got an idea of what I want, and we somehow will make that happen. Like I told you, I love Halloween, so we did pick up a few Halloween fabrics. This is one of the fabrics that we picked up for Halloween. It was just too cute with all the Frankenstein and Ghost and all of that kind of stuff. Actually plan on making a video soon around tote bags. And really for me, it's trick-or-treat goodie bags. For the grandkids, I think this is going to be a perfect trick-or-treat tote bag. I only bought 1.5 yards of that fabric, but I bought it specifically in mind that I would probably be building trick-or-treat bags for our grandkids with this. So that is the plan for this particular fabric. So I will hopefully plan to get a YouTube video uploaded when we do that and kind of walk you through the steps. I have a fairly simple pattern that I found online through a couple of other shops that I've modified down. So I end up using the serger, so it just makes it go much quicker. And I've learned not to put a lot of time and effort into those because my 3- and 5-year-old grandchildren, what I give them this year is not necessarily going to survive into next year. And that's fine. That's part of having grandkids. Found this pumpkin pattern. Really liked it with the big cats sticking out. What's interesting is we're dog people. We always have been. I'm not big on cats even for Halloween, But it seemed like there were several things there in the store this year that had these black cats, and I think it might be a good companion piece to wherever I just put that panel for the haunted house. So something that might jump and give that panel a little bit more color as well. So anyways, grab this and we will see where this ends up. But I did like this color orange on here. So another Halloween fabric for us. Curtis liked this. It's not my favorite, even though I'm a purple person. Just a candy. So it's got the candy corn. Looks like a Tootsie Roll type wrapper, along with some other candies in that. This is actually called Pumpkin Fun by Ann Keller. And so, again, I just picked up a yard and a half of that. Kind of interesting. The store was busy, so I ended up taking like 8 or 10 bolts up there for them to cut. And one of the ladies goes, you know, how much do you want of each? I ended up just telling them to give me a yard and a half of each. I find that I tend to buy anywhere between a yard and a half and sometimes 2, maybe 2.5 yards, but that seems just to really work out for what I want to use the fabrics for. So it was interesting enough when I went to check out, one of the ladies goes, so what is the deal with a yard and a half? Because I ended up getting a yard and a half of everything. And I said, well, it just works for me. It just seems to always be enough for whatever project I'm working on, and then gives me some extra, especially because I still don't have a real stash built up. It takes forever, as you can imagine. And she just laughs. She goes, yeah, a lot of people, come in and think they have to buy a yard and a half just to make a tote bag, and all they needed was a quarter of a yard or whatever. And I was like, yeah, no, I get all that, but I don't. I buy fabric that I like, and then I figure out what the project is. So it's not about, I already have this project in mind, let me go find the fabric for that. I do that at home. And then if I start pulling fabrics from here and I don't have what I think I need, then I'll go to the store. But I don't necessarily always buy fabric with a specific end in mind. I did pick this up only because it was on clearance. I am into much more of the florals than Curtis is. Curtis could really, I think, care less if we ever had florals around the house. I enjoy doing floral patterns, and I enjoy doing the floral arrangements in that. So, and you'll see that at some point on some of the videos. We'll actually build some floral arrangements out, build some centerpieces and that together. This was on clearance, and even though it's more spring for me, I couldn't pass up the price on it. And so I went on and grabbed a couple of yards of this as well, just again, trying to build that stash up. If you notice, I do keep all of my fabric folded. I am very anal retentive about that. There's a certain way it's got to be folded. It's got to be put on the cardboard boards so it fits nicely on the bookshelves, and it goes in with laminated paper clips to hold it all in place. Curtis doesn't like a messy workroom. I can't say I do either, although I will become a mess as a work in progress. He's not so much that way, but we somehow make it work and meet in the middle. Another fall fabric that we found was this Happy Birthday, Happy Fall, y'all, Farm Fresh. It's all about pumpkin spice. It's got that black background, which again, I don't use a lot of black backgrounds, but I really just fell in love with this one. This is actually Hayrides and Happiness is the name of this, and it was designed by Greta Lynn for Canvas. So again, this was actually on clearance. It's got the red truck on it full of pumpkins and that. So when we start building out some fall pieces, this was just too cute. It was just such a happy little fabric. We bought that. I think what I might see in the future for this piece of fabric is a 3-yard quilt. So I'm trying not to do just 3-yard quilts, but sometimes it just seems like that's what makes sense and that's what works. And that would give me an opportunity to really focus in on this particular fabric and showcase this design, but we'll see. I also would like to make some more of the kitchen boas, the kitchen scarves, and this could be a nice fabric to do that as well. I did buy this paisley, orange and rust paisley is what I'm calling it. Somebody, I'm sure, in the chat will correct me and say, no, that's blah, blah, blah. That's fine. As you can see, I grew up in the South. I have very specific ways and still learning a lot about these fabrics. I liked this orange. Again, I'm this kind of not rust color, but this burnt orange just reminds me of pumpkin spice in that part of the fall. So I think this will be a really pretty accent color depending on where I end up using it. This was also part of the clearance fabrics that they had this week. So, you know, the nice thing about you starting fall projects in that in early summer, late spring, is the fact that stores have a lot of this inventory left over from last year. So a lot of it ends up in their clearance bins and you end up buying stuff at a pretty good price. The last thing I've got to show you is this plaid that we bought, which is all in the dark browns, the rust, the orange in that. You know, when you talk about an accent fabric, this is fall. You hang this on the wall and tell people, guess what season I'm working on? This one just screams fall. So for an accent piece, it's going to be a really good one for us to use. And so again, about 1.5 yards of it. So to give us an opportunity to start building out some of those projects for the fall. All right, folks. So crafters, thanks for joining in today. Like I said, planning on doing a lot more videos other than just shopping sprees, but just seems like that's where we started, and that's kind of what's been going on in our life the last couple of weeks. I need to go put this away. We'll get started. Again, I'm John with Guys Craft 2. Thanks for joining in. If you like what we're doing, you like listening to me kind of rattle on and on about different things, please hit that subscribe button. If you want to be notified when we post a new video out there, hit that bell. And if you liked this video, give us a thumbs up. Put some comments down below. We read everything that you all put out there for us. We will respond, and also check out our Facebook page. So until next time, happy crafting.